Hi everyone and welcome back. I hope you are doing great. I have recently started to read a lot more, and with that came some opinions, and I want to talk about them. So in this video I want to talk about the books that I've read this spring and share with you how they make me feel, what I think they are trying to say, and what I rated them. Quick disclaimer, this isn't going to be a super analytical deep dive, but more of a sit down and talk kind of video. Yeah, if you are into books or have read any of them, please feel free to stick around and share your opinions or what you thought about the books in the comments below. With that being said, let's get started. Let's start with the book that rolled everything in. Normal People by Sally Rooney. I enjoyed this book very much. It was such an easy read, simple language, you could easily follow along, and it was very relatable because you're following two young people, Marianne and Coelho, through their complicated relationship, kind of a on-off thing. You're following them through a long period of time, so you kind of see them evolve a little bit, and you get a sneak peek into their own family dynamics and maybe how and why they are like they are. And I think it's interesting. It's not very deep, it's not very exhausting reading it. It can be very frustrating at a time because I have this impression that those two cannot communicate important things to one another. And it makes sense because they're young people who are just maybe learning those things. But still, this impression that most of the problems comes from miscommunication, and the ending was a little bit disappointing for me. But as I think now and then as I finished it, it was kind of predictable, to be honest. If you just sat down and thought about this book, you could predict this ending. I rated it a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads, which is a solid book for me. I wouldn't read it again because why would I? But I would recommend it to a friend when the question is, hey, which book can I start reading with? Or hey, I want something in between my reads. Then this book is what I might give to them. Yeah. How did I do? I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the second one, which is the popular Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This book also had me in a hook because this is an autobiography and we are following her through her 20s. I am 24 right now. Question mark. I'm 24 right now. And some points were very, very relatable and human. I saw some very mixed reviews about this book, about the title of the book. I saw someone say it was Be Aware of Pity, that you can't really criticize someone's autobiography because it's their lives, and I strongly, strongly agree with that. But I also disagree with the people who say that the title doesn't really match the book itself, because the book is about love. It's not the classical romantic love, but it's self-love and it's friendship love. And I found it as important as romantic love, even though she is trying to find romantic love. But I really liked it. I also gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because I really just... I don't know if it was because I finally started enjoy reading or because it was this good, but nevertheless it was good. And one part that I didn't enjoy was the in-betweens, the recipes, the emails. It was funny at times, but not really necessary. Also, a kind of a creepy thing, after I finished this book, I looked up Dolly on Instagram, and it was very interesting to see the parallels from her book in her Instagram post. So yeah, it was interesting. I would also recommend it. I already recommended it to my friends because it's an easy, eye-opening book. As you can see, the first 3 books are very easy reads for me. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Scott. We are following this young 30ish, I think, woman going through a change in her life. One that she partly wanted, but also kind of don't. It's very light and daisies and romantic, and it was very easy to read. It was hooking at times, but not always. You already knew how it would end. So I would say the book is not too deep. It's just right for a good tanning bath that you might take on your balcony. I give it also a 4 out of 10. Out of 5, I mean. It was nice. I also saw that this book has 2 other books. They kind of go off from this book, and I thought about reading them as well, but I will say at the end of the video why I might not. Yeah. My next book was a non-fiction book by Paul Bloom, The Sweet Spot, Suffering, Pleasure and the Key to a Good Life. I bought it just because I wanted a book. It was interesting. It's about what motivates people, desires, and all of the human stuff that makes us human from a perspective from I think he's a professor. It was interesting, but it was too packed with studies, and I mean, yeah, if you want to get a point, but every other page or every page, it was too heavy for me. It took me a long time to finish it, and at the end I didn't even focus, which is very bad for a book. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I gave it only 3 stars because maybe it wasn't the time for me. Maybe I was not as interesting in this topic as someone who is interested in it, but it wasn't for me. So yeah, sorry. I love this book so much. I regret so much not highlighting or writing notes through the book because this is a real masterpiece. In my opinion, I think this will go to my top 5 this year, maybe. I hope so, because it's very, very, very good, very captivative. Captivative? It made me feel some type of way that I've never expected picking up this book. I had it on my list. I don't know why. Maybe the book cover got me. I don't know. And then I was at the bookshop and saw it. And then I said, this is interesting, but no. But no. And then I put it down a couple of minutes later. I looked at my list and found it. And then I said, okay, cool, I will get it. And then I started it and I never put it back. This is how good it was. Sunja is a young Korean girl we are following from 1910 to 1989. So 8 decades of her and her family. A family saga. A book about family dynamics and family trauma. About womanhood, about resilience, about Korean and Japan. I have some knowledge about the Korean invasion, I would say. I'm so sorry if I get it wrong. On Korea. Did I say Japan on Korea? If not, then this is what I meant. And the consequences and the stuff that followed after and during this time. It's me from editing, and I wanted to correct myself and to make some things clear, because I didn't do justice to this book. I didn't do justice to this terrifying event that happened not even 100 years ago. Japan invaded Korea in 1910, and its occupation lasted about 4 decades until 1945. And this led to systematic discrimination of Korean, to misplacement, horrifying behavior towards Korean women, and just an enormous trauma on Korean people. I put it very lightly there, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I hope this makes a better picture about the book. And if you want to read this book, I will recommend it to you with caution and to check for triggers because it is a very intense book, but a book worth reading. And it was heartbreaking, really heartbreaking to read through it. You don't know this book, which if not, I highly, highly recommend it to you. I haven't seen it on Book Talk, to be honest. I look at many YouTube videos about books and I haven't seen this one yet, and I don't know why, because it's brilliant. I have read that Min Jin Lee interviewed actually a lot of women from Korea to get a better perspective to write this book, which is brilliant. Also, if you don't have any time to read this book, you can watch the series, the show on Apple TV. I watched the first season. It was, in my opinion, for Apple TV, a very good executed show from the book. I liked it very, very much. I haven't seen the second season yet, but I will, because this book was a 5 stars. Yeah. The next book is Manuscript Found in Accra by Paolo Coelho. To be honest, I don't know why I bought it. It's a very quotey book. I have some quotes highlighted here and there, but it was pretty much as this one. The same concept, the same. It, which isn't bad, but I just didn't think I needed both of them. I love both of them, but I don't need them. If you have this one, don't buy this one. And if you have this one, I really don't think you need this one. I almost forgot what is in this book, even though I highlighted the most of it. And this is the difference between this book and this one, because I haven't highlighted anything and I know almost everything that happens in this book, and I have no clue what he talks about in here, which is sad. But I got the book 4 stars at the moment, but to be honest, I don't know why. Did the quotes get to me? Maybe. The Millionaire and the Monk. A good point. It could be a beautiful, beautiful story, but it was executed very, very poorly. I was so frustrated with this book. It was rich man ignorance, and you know what? Maybe you're right. And it was just... A good friend of mine got me this book, so if you see this, I'm sorry. I still love this book, but it wasn't it, unfortunately. A rich man goes to Thailand, I think, and finds the meaning in life. I mean, it could be something so beautiful, but I think I gave it, let me not lie, 2 stars. But even worse than the Millionaire and the Monk was this one. This one was a very, very bad decision. I got it on our way to vacation 2 years ago. Just because, summer reading, woo. Here is... I didn't finish it. It was just too much for me. The half of the book, I was still waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. And I just didn't like it. I cringed almost all the time. She's 27, the protagonist in this book, and she talks like she's 16, with all due respect. After that, I saw the reviews, and thank God I was not the only one, because this book is really not it. And 1 stars. Let me try to summarize it for you. What's her name? Sam? I think her name is Sam. Yeah, Sam lost her job. Her dad calls her, hey, can you babysit your brother for this summer? She says yes, because she has nothing to do. She goes on the island, doesn't really get along with the brother, half-brother, and then she finds this good-looking librarian guy, which she falls in love with. And then their relationship just skyrocketed from point 0, and it was unrealistic, has no depth at all, nothing. I think the only good conversation that was here was one that I remember was with her childhood best friend, and another one with her brother, and that's it. don't recommend it. Stay away. I'm sorry. The next book is The Catcher in the Rye from J.D. Salinger. I got it as a gift from my boyfriend. I didn't thought I would like it as much as I do because I have seen it in the bookshop here and there, but I haven't thought much of it because the cover is simple somehow. It didn't speak to me. He got it from me because he read the reviews, thought that I would like it, and he was right. To be honest, the first 20 to 30 pages I was kind of confused because I kind of skipped the first page where he mentions that Holden is in a mental hospital, and because I skipped that, it was frustrating for me because what do you mean you're 16 and all the stuff that happens to you? But afterwards I liked him. I liked Holden a lot. How do I put it into explaining why I like him? I could relate with some of his views on adults. I could relate with some of his views on adults. I'm 34. He's, I think, 16 in this book? But he has a point, in my opinion. Even though he's sometimes annoying, sometimes indecisive, which I don't like personally, I get him. He's a teenager. He is very, very young, very, very alone, worth a read because everything that goes on in this book, it's on a span of 2 days, I think, which is interesting because 2 days only, or 3, I don't know. I liked it. It also reminded me a lot of No Longer Human from Osamu Dazai, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. 5 stars, very interesting style of writing, which I liked. I will definitely read more about from J.D. Salinger. Very good book. I like it. I would also reread it and annotate. I think it's the word. I just learned it, even though I'm doing it. I don't know. I didn't know this word existed. I will annotate it more because I haven't done it. And then No Longer Human. I had this book in my so-called library for about two or 3 years, and I've started it multiple times. I don't know why I never finished it. I picked it up again because I have read The Catcher in the Rye because it reminded me so much of this book. Many people say that this book is a little bit darker, a little bit hopeless, but the writing style of Osamu just didn't get me to fully feel the darkness of this book, if I'm being honest. Yasuo was a little bit more annoying for me as Holden because he's a grown man, even though his feeling of alienation and detachment from feeling as a human being is something that I think many people kind of get because at some point or other we are all feeling this way. But it was fascinating that he just is like this and feels like this and things like that. I don't know how to put it into words, but I really like it. And also right now I'm reading The Flowers of Buffery. I think it's on my nightstand. Also interesting. I would also recommend it. A 4-star for me. I also would need to reread it once again because I only underlined a few things here. Right now I started in May My Little Life, which I'm almost through, and I will keep you guys updated on how I feel about this. As of right now, I am loving it. It may be one of my favorite books near Pachinko. There was my spring books this year and the beginning of hopefully a long journey for me into the reading world because I really am enjoying it. To be honest with you, before that I was sorry for the fly. I don't know, it's just, she's just there. Before that I was a book buyer, not as much a book reader, which is very unfortunate because I bought a lot of books that I didn't give a second thought, and now I'm stuck with them. Think I would like to read them before I buy new books. This is my journey so far. I am so excited to be a part of the book reading world, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please let me know if you have read any of those books and what your opinions are. Also, books that you are recommending, because I have a long list of books that I want to read. If you could get something from me, be safe. Thank you for watching. Bye.